Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us back here at GCAC's channel. We're sitting here once again with Chief Executive Officer Brad Moore. And Brad, it's been about a month since I've had you on. How have you been?
Busy. Haven't talked to you for a month.
I
That's
know,
why
right? It's
I've
crazy.
been. It's generally a good thing, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, here, let's dive into some of the things that have transpired over the course of that past month, right? First and foremost, let's talk financials. Tell me about you guys closing your private placement, settling your debt, and what you're going to put that money towards.
Look, I mean, it's always a good thing to have a good, clean balance sheet. Yeah, we're selling a little bit more of the company, but we're at the stage now that everything goes into marketing and sales. I mean, we put a buck in to earn more than a buck, right? And that's really what we're focused on. As you've seen in we had a little bit of a dry period there, and all of a sudden a whole bunch of press releases started popping out. That's just because we've got our deal flow going on. Like I said, we've already closed 1.5 million USD dollars. We're going to close a lot more, and to do that, we needed to raise a little bit of working capital to get us through that.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know if you guys have watched the previous video, which was the overview, but I do suggest you guys go watch that. Talks about kind of the milestones we're aiming on hitting this year. But Bradley, let's change to this next topic here. Tell me about you going to deliver the keynote address at Cannabis Business Europe 2022 on June 14th in Germany. What are you going to dive into there?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a variety of things. Obviously, we go in, it's the nature of the structure there and that evolving market in Europe. It traditionally was about medical. Now it's moving over to recreational. And as you know, we play in both places because really at the end of the day, we're about a better supply chain. We're about supply chain on the blockchain and that outcome, anchoring that relationship between a consumer and a cultivator, getting that message. And of course, well, my newest favorite thing to focus on is ESG. We'll be talking a lot about that and how that actually creates a better outcomes for all cannabis users.
Yeah, interesting. One of the things you said you were going to talk about was the dosing. Where does the responsibility lie? And you kind of
Mhm.
talk about the challenges there. Can you give us just a little 411 on that part?
Yeah, so dosing, obviously the before dosing you have to have efficacy, because if you don't know what's working, how much of it you take is kind of irrelevant. And if you don't know what's working, then that means you've got a problem in your supply chain. So as you can see, cannabis is that unique industry where it all glues together, and blockchain solves it. So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to we're going to start with the problem, work back. And I think, as most people will see, it's the same thing I've been saying for the last 5 years. you know Better outcomes for medical cannabis patients, now just better experience for cannabis users. That's our whole thing. Product consistency leads to efficacy, which leads to better dosing.
Yeah, yeah, very well said. And something you had mentioned earlier is you talked about ESG as well. In that same vein, you guys partnered up with Net Zero Analysis and Design. What are you guys coming together to do?
Yeah, so the relationship and all these things to do with is all our partners do with ESG are all about a better data set. It's about, look, ESG is it's the stamp on, do you have a good business? And part of that good business, it's kind of like, are you doing the right things, which it will then facilitate down into your products and also through how you deliver those products, ergo the supply chain, right? And so by partnering with companies like Net Zero is, and the objective, and more of them as we're doing, is about building out those relationships, focusing, sharing information, allowing people to use our technology and our solution to their benefit, and more of those the better. I mean, we're an open book as far as getting those types of relationship. This ESG business is important to us. It's growing, and we invite everybody. We've got people right now in Lithco in Toronto that are out talking to people about clear ESG and what that means for cannabis cultivators and the market as a whole.
Wonderful, Brad. I feel like you did a great job of walking us through these three updates. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything people should be looking out for in the near future?
Sales, sales, sales. If we're not selling, we're not doing it. That's what we're here. Last year was about building the brand, building out technology. This year, it's all about that wonderful word, revenue.
Wonderful. Well, you guys heard the gentleman. The feet have hit the ground and we are off to the races. If you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to send them over, and stay tuned for more coming soon. And Brad, thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Michael. Take care.